This is the NEWPO pneumatic can crusher. Just comes in a plain cardboard box. Let's take it out of the box. You've heard of some assembly required. This is full assembly required. But I'm going to show you how. Let me tell you a bit about it first, and then of course we'll test it out. So it's a pneumatic can crusher. It can be wall mounted. It crushes 15 cans per minute. That's if you keep feeding them and all that. It's not automatic. You got to hit the button for each one. We'll talk about that. And it can crush them down to about 20% of their original size. This does require an air compressor, and you will need approximately 100 psi of compressed air in order to run it. In the box, you get the assembly instructions with a parts diagram and how to do it. The valve, which is right here, the button on it. This is the cylinder. This piece comes out, squashes the can, gets mounted to this. This piece gets mounted to that and is a chute for the cans to come out of. And over here you get an open-end wrench, 2 different sizes. Allen wrench. In this bag are mounting screws for everything here, like that. And they also include the air fittings. So you get 2 pieces of tubing. They give you a roll of Teflon tape, 2 elbows, an air fitting, which I believe is an industrial style, 2 mufflers, 2 couplers for the tubing, and wall mounting brackets like that, along with a sticker that you can put on it that says "Caution, keep hands clear." Okay, that really is it. Now we have to put it together. So this is the part where you have to look at these instructions and try to figure out what parts are what, and it really would be nice if it was on the same page instead of having to turn it over, but that's not how it is, so we're going to have to do that. In case I didn't mention earlier, you can find this in a variety of different styles and colors as well. Let's go ahead and get started putting it together. So we're going to start with the valve. Okay, that's this here. And you want to make your connections to that. So your air fitting will go in the center. I'm just showing you first. Okay, that'll go in there. Your 2 mufflers will go in these ports. I'm not doing anything up tight or right at this point. And then these guys are going to go in here like that. Okay, so those go in there, and then you're going to have to tighten all of those down, so you will need an adjustable wrench of some kind for that. You're going to use Teflon tape on the threads, wrapped in such a way that when you turn them in, it won't tear the tape off and not give you a good seal. Technically, the mufflers don't really require Teflon tape. You can if you want, but you don't have to, and these you should, because we're going to have pressurized air going through that. And of course you don't want any leaks either, so I'm going to go ahead and get this done up. I'll give you a quick show of how the Teflon tape goes, because a lot of people still don't know how to do that properly. So let me get all of these fittings out for a second. This is how it's done. Here's the fitting. Hold it in your left hand. Hold the tape in your right hand this way, so the tape is going like that, because that's going to give you the easiest wrap. And now you just stick the tape on there. You could be neat, you could be messy, it doesn't matter. You can clean it up later. And now you're going to wrap this around. Okay? So it has to be done in that direction like I showed, because if you do it in the opposite direction, it's going to peel off. This way, if you look at the, I'll just break it here to show you, if you look at the tail on that, that's right there, when I go ahead, even if I leave it loose, when I screw it in, the tail will not unravel because it's going kind of pointing in the opposite direction in that of which it goes in. So I'm going to do all of those fittings up, and then we'll go to the next step. Plumbing side of things is done. I opted not to Teflon the mufflers because I don't believe it's necessary. Input right over here, these two over here, and on the cylinder as well. You want to Teflon those and put the elbows in, as you see them there. You can use an adjustable wrench like I did, but you're going to get to a point where it's not going to fit, and you can use the included 14 millimeter, which will fit right on that and allow you to cinch them up nicely. So with that, we have that all set. Now we have to mount this to this. So now it's time to mount everything up to this box here. So obviously your can is going to go in here. This thing is going to come down and crush it, and it's going to spit out over on this side here, okay, as you can see. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and the holes are there, okay, and it's going to line up with 4 of the 6 of them that you see in total. You are to use these screws as opposed to the really short ones. So use these, and the spacers they refer to are little nuts. This is not going to be fun. It can be done, but it won't be fun. So we have to do that, but what I'm seeing is we also have to mount the valve to it, and it would be very wise to not follow the instructions and to mount the valve first before you mount this, because you're going to want this valve something like that. So you put the can in, hit the button, it goes, and that's that. So now you want to, figure out which way you want to mount this here. These connections are going to go to there and there, and your air is going to have to come in here. So if this were mounted somewhere, these holes in here line up with the holes in there. So it seems like putting it that way would be best. You're going to have to play around with it because the instructions, quite frankly, leave quite a bit to be desired. But I'm going to carry on here and try my best to get all of this mounted up, and then we will carry on. So I'm going to show you the progress so far. I don't know if what they call the spacers or nuts are necessarily needed, because the holes in this are threaded. So when I screw this down, it threads in. Now obviously nothing is straight yet, and we're not all the way home, but it seems to be going in just fine, as you see right there, and they are threaded. I have mounted the valve like that. That's apparently the way it seems that it might work. Okay, like that. So everything is there, and really I just have to carry on. The valve does have to be mounted with the spacers, or the nuts as they call them. So I'll continue mounting this up, and then we'll do some more plumbing. I don't have a better way of showing you this, but the slide, if you're going to use it, which you probably should, is going to go here and just get the 2 smaller holes. And for that, you're going to use these tiny screws right here as opposed to these larger ones. You can use these here with some nuts, and that should mount that up. I'll mount the chute or slide, as they call it, later. Let's do a little plumbing. You have 2 of these tubes. One is short, one is long. So we're going to take the short one, and the short one is going to go from what the picture looks like from the bottom here to this. Either which way, you take it and push it in, and you'll notice it's locked. If you ever had to remove it, you push in on this black See how it's spring-loaded like that? You push that in, and then you can pull the hose out. Otherwise, it stays in there and is locked. So that typically goes like that, and that should go to the lower fitting on the valve, like that. We can move that just so it's at a nicer angle. And from the top, we'll go to there. Go ahead and stick that in. Okay. And the other end will get connected here. And that kind of has to point downwards like that. And if you want to put that under that, or any which way you want to go, is just fine. But that looks like what it looks like in the picture. So now we're going to go ahead and give this a dry run, if you will, and then we'll see if it'll crush a can. As far as wall mounting this, it's a little dubious at that, because with the chute connected, which would be here, this extends past the back of it. So that isn't really an option, I don't think. But you can leave the chute out, and you will have to manually remove the can, which I think is fine. It might fall out the side, but I don't think it's going to smush it down like that. We can give it a run up without a can first, just so you can see a couple times what it does. This is the ram over here. It's going to come down and crush a can when you press the button. I have compressed air hooked up. That's how it works. Let's get a can. Here's a can. I'll put that in toward the bottom, I guess. Doesn't really matter. It could be actually anywhere, at least in this orientation. And we're simply going to hit the button here and let it crush the can. Let me just hold it down. Wow! Yes, indeed. That did the trick. Very nice. Very nicely done. That is definitely compressed down. I got a couple more cans. Let's get those. Big one. Well, I guess it sort of crunched out sideways, but that worked. I got one more. It crushes cans, there's no question about it. There we go. And just for fun, we'll put it back. And I crunched it just a tiny bit more. Not bad. This can be wall mounted. If I were to mount the chute up, we'll go to the holes right over there, okay? And then you can mount using the slot and the little divots in it over there. So you can certainly mount it that way. That would be an option for you, and then they would kind of come out into a waiting garbage can on the floor over there. With the particular air hose that I have, it has the sort of strain relief thing that's kind of long, and kind of by the time that ends and then the hose, it would block this area. So I would need either a different hose or some sort of 90-degree angle adapter for that. So that certainly would work, but it certainly does look like it's meant to be mounted horizontally. So this way, after you put the can in and it crushes it, gravity will take it out like that and into the garbage. But other than that, it certainly works exactly as intended. Cans are definitely crushed beyond what I could ever do. Of course, that was a waste of 15 cents because they get a nickel for them around here. But anyway, that was that. And they do give you the screws to mount it with, and they will fit through there. As far as these, they don't go through that really, so it looks like putting a couple of screws through that would probably mount it enough that it would work, and then you would press the button up here and make it go that way. So once again, this was the NEWPO pneumatic can crusher. I would say this is definitely geared for the kind of guy who has a garage or a man cave and is not afraid to tinker with stuff, because if you found the putting this together to be daunting, it's probably not for you. The instructions, like I said, really leave quite a bit to be desired, but certainly are functional and it will give you a good general idea. Remember again, this is available in different colors and styles as well. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find it available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.